All right, testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Caleb's gonna go ahead and see if we're live. If you hear us
Okay.
in the stream, let us know. Kind of.
Yes. We
Yep, got us.
we're good.
Okay, so the second time around. Great, cool. All right. So it sounds like we got everything. Welcome to the 2021 Global Game Jam, or as we've been calling it, COGG Jam 21. So this is a unprecedented event, as it is our first time doing our COGG Game Jam, actually all online. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is kind of switch over to us. Give me one moment. Hello! We are now hot and live. So, greetings, everybody. I think some of you actually kind of saw us in the chat channel. So, wanted to kind of first and foremost thank everybody for being a part of this online game jam. It's been a lot of like moving parts in the background, just kind of getting us up to speed. So we want to thank everybody for all their patience and help. It will be a little bit different this year, but we will be here every step of the way. So if you guys ever have any questions, let us know. So let me go ahead and do like some quick, short introductions, and then we'll get into the video, and then we'll get into kind of like what to expect this weekend. So myself, I'm Wesley Adams. I'm part of one of the COGG admins. I also work with Multivarious Games, a local Columbus, Ohio studio, and been kind of just working through a lot of these different events. So I'll kind of pass it off to Scott if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Scott. Been with COG for a long time. Also, have been doing Global Game Jam and other events like it, like Ludum Dare, for way more years than I can remember, and have been really enjoying doing the administrative side, helping all of you guys. I'm super excited about this weekend. I think it's going to be awesome. Can't wait for it to start pretty soon.
And then we'll pass it back to
and and I'm Caleb Eno. I actually work with Digimancy Entertainment. You may have seen some job postings recently from us. We are just really jazzed to be here. I'm the quote unquote junior admin on the team. I'm the most recent one to join the team, but it's been a lot of fun getting to do things, prepping for a lot of other things. Recently, we started our Let's Play series, which has been tons of fun to do. And so going through design analysis of various games that you all have been picking. So that's been a lot of fun for me doing this with all of you. So yeah, jazzed for today or this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So definitely, you'll kind of just plug it in a little bit. COG does a lot of different events, 3 events a month. Our prototype and play, where in our Discord channel, we go in and showcase some of what everybody is working on. And then it is the third Sunday of the month. We do Caleb's Let's Play series, where we play a game that you guys vote on, and genre that you guys kind of work out. And then the last event of the month is the Game Dev Meetup, which is the one that showcases just kind of a little bit of what's going on around our neck of the woods in terms of game development. So lots to kind of go through, lots of fun to kind of go through that, but we'll talk about that later, because what we're going to do now is showcase the theme video. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch it up.
Yeah, let's do it. Theme video!
If everybody hears the video and sees the video.
makes it easy to get started with creating games using built-in construction kits that come preloaded with game logic, UI, and no-fuss multiplayer for the most popular genres. You can remix and mod an existing game for your friends or create a masterpiece from scratch. No coding is required. With the help of our online tutorials, you can make your first game in 10 minutes. When you're ready, your game will be instantly hosted on the core platform where it can be discovered and played by gamers around the world. Core also offers creators options to help them find an audience and even make money from their games. To get started creating games, go to coregames.com, register, download and install Core, and start your journey into game development with our free Core Academy courses.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Edwards, and I'm the Executive Director of the Global Game Jam organization. And I would like to welcome you to the 2021 edition of Global Game Jam online this year. You know, back in early 2020, when the pandemic was breaking out, we really wondered if we were even going to be able to have this event this year. And we debated it internally and we discussed it with the community. And honestly, it's you in the community that really drove us to find a solution and to pivot to the online format. And this is where we are today. We are actually holding this event, and the level of engagement and the level of support that we have seen from the community is just overwhelming. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being part of this event. I know it means a lot to a lot of you as much as it means to us in the organization. We're just so happy that we're able to run this event again this year with all the precautions that we've had to do and with all the shifting with the online format. Our hope is that you're going to enjoy this event just as much as you have any other year, despite the change in format. And let's hope that next year, 2022, we will actually be back on site with each other, seeing each other face to face, working shoulder to shoulder. But for now, I wish you a great jam, and for all the same jam rules that apply in terms of taking care of yourself and pacing yourself and getting enough rest. Don't forget, even though it's virtual, those things are still very important. So welcome again, and thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Well, hello, friends. My name is Guy Blomberg, also known as Yug, and I'm here to tell you a story from the garbage fire of the year that was 2020. Now, I used to run big events like PAX and EGX and Comic-Con, and you remember those things, right? Physical events. Well, when it became clear that they were very quickly going to be not a thing for quite some time, I realized the industry was going to need a way to quickly and easily connect in another meaningful way. So I created the Games Industry Gathering that replicates the vibe of being at a bar during a big gaming event where you can catch up with old friends and meet up with new colleagues, except in a much safer environment. Now, when I originally created this, it became clear I would need others to help me make it. So I reached out to friends from the US, the UK, and Germany to help run it. I talked to a friend in Australia who built the Discord for it. I partnered with organizers of other events in Germany, South Africa, Sweden, Indonesia, China. I talked to people from diversity organizations like POC and Play and Latinx in Gaming, Women in Games International, Queerly Represent Me, and a whole bunch of others about making sure that the space was inclusive, welcoming, and diverse. My point is, to truly create something great, you need to surround yourself with other talented people. And that might seem really difficult when it's hard to even meet up with other people in person at the moment. It's a very similar ethos to the Global Game Jam, though. Bring people with shared interests and passions together to collaborate and learn. And by doing it virtually, you may be surprised how a different perspective can create unique opportunities. So the Games Industry Gathering now has a membership of almost 3,000 gaming professionals from all around the world. And last year raised over $30,000 for the IGDA Foundation and their support of underrepresented developers. Now, this virtual get-together only happened because of the people who virtually got together to create it. So I wanted to wish you all the very best in creating. Hold on. I think people are coming back from their breakout. Oh, they're on mute. I'm sorry. No.
So I just got the latest issue of Video Games and
Go in.
I don't know what it is. The Atari
Oh,
is a big game in the
Oh, everybody.
The latest chapter. Computer entertainment. This is actual size.
Okay, you're all on mute. Sorry. Look, I just want to take this moment to before it even gets more chaotic, to send you all back to your breakout rooms. But thank you all for joining, and for everyone at the gig and the GGJ organizers, we want to say to all those taking part in the Global Game Jam with friends, colleagues, and complete strangers, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Have a good time.
Great.
Just be us.
Believe in you.
Believe in you.
All right. Let's see if we can get our video back. Oh my goodness.
Shout out to Eric who nailed it.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good guess.
I'm getting scrambles from you, Scott. Now you're better. I think I just needed to hear your voice. All right, cool. So that's it. That's the theme this year is Lost and Found. So kind of take that for whatever you can imagine it. I mean, you can go as very specific or as loose as you want to in terms of the interpretation of that. People have done acronyms. People have done just
Only
very
guidelines instead of actual rules.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So take that for what you want. So what we're gonna do now is kind of go through a couple of different things in terms of what to expect this weekend. For those of you who have done this before, it'll be somewhat pretty similar. But we will have a couple of things here, especially when it comes to Discord, that we're gonna kind of be going over in terms of going to be a little bit different this year. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go through. Oop, wrong one. Of course, I pop up the wrong thing. Okay. We're going to go ahead and showcase some of the event notes that I passed around. Give me one moment. It's one of those things where I got too much up. Oh, hold on. Uh-oh. Give me one moment.
Everybody take a moment to appreciate Scott's Hollow Knight in the background. Oh, I think we just flipped over from the video. Never mind.
Sorry
Well,
about that,
when
you
we
guys.
get back, appreciate it.
Oh, I see. Hold on. Hold, please. I think it's trying.
Don't worry, Wes has to find it.
There we go.
Ooh.
All right. Does everybody see that now? I just want to
Yep.
double check.
There
on
we
the screen.
go. Yeah, we got
We're
it.
good
See
now.
that?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
got it.
All right. Sorry about that, you guys. What had happened is I had clicked on a program. It was actually my stop feature for recording my hours, and it just like froze everything. So, anyways. Okay. So some of you may have actually seen this. I'm going to actually copy this into the YouTube channel so that you guys have a copy of that as well. And that might be the docs. You may or may not have access to that, but there is a version in the Global Game Jam README channel. So we're not going to go through this too heavy because obviously we could spend the rest of the night going over this. But we're going to go over through the basics. But this is going to have everything you really need. So kind of give a read over this if you can. If you get lost or if you have a quick question, this got a really good information in here. It tells you about what is Global Game Jam. So Global Game Jam is a 48-hour event. So we are this year, that's a little bit different, doing a 100% online. And that's just to kind of protect everybody. But also we've got a lot of really good features for COGG that we can actually help with that. So kind of going through this, Scott, Caleb, and I will be your kind of your people to contact, your admins throughout the weekend. Please do message us on Discord. You can always email us at the if you really can't get a hold of us for whatever crazy reason, there's info@thecogg.com that goes straight to me. I see all of those as well. So any way that you want to contact us, you can, and please do use us. I know some things kind of go through the cracks, but we are here trying to find all the information as much as we can to help you guys. So what to prepare? Make sure you register as a jammer on our registration page. So that's this link right here. And I'll put that into the YouTube channel as well.
Muy importante.
Yes, extremely important. And the reason why I say that is because you can get away with not doing that today, but you can't get away with not doing that this entire weekend. The reason why I say that is this is the way. For one of us, for one thing, it helps us track who is all coming and going through as a jammer throughout the events, but it's also how you start to create your teams. So once you create your teams tonight, you can actually create those teams as soon as you want to. You could even do that tonight if you'd like. But basically, you start to have one person who represents your team, and they start to add in participants into that. Then once you have that team, we'll actually start to do this as soon as Saturday, but this is how you would upload your game or versions of your game up to the Global Game Jam website. And then the final time to do so would be Sunday. And for us, we're going to be doing it about 3 p.m. There is some flexibility, as every year there's some flexibility, but we want everybody to try to start to upload versions of it Saturday nights. And it's a good idea to do it early, mainly for if you start to do it at the last day, you might be confused on the process or whatnot. Or maybe you're fighting with everybody in the world uploading at the same time, right? Or almost the same time. So
and we'll also,
Yep, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt you. We'll also come around and help you with these times too.
Yes.
We'll come around with reminders and say, hey, it'd be a good time to do this. It'd be a good time to upload. We will definitely help you with every step of the way.
Exactly. Yep. So also make sure to read over the Global Game Jam Code of Conduct. We are strictly abiding by this year. If you remember years past, we actually used to have you guys sign a waiver. We're not having you sign anything this year. We're just, saying that if you are participating in our Game Jam, you're abiding by the Global Game Jam Inclusiveness Policy and Code of Conduct. It kind of just showcases a lot of what you probably already know. A lot of it can be just saying, hey, just be respectful. If you're not respectful, then we'll give you the right to give you a warning, and then after a warning, if you do become more disruptive, we have the right to remove you from the game jam. So just please keep that in general. We've never had an issue where we had to remove anybody. So please don't let you be the first one. So, but and for the most part, I'd like to kind of boast our group is usually pretty good. So a lot of you guys are very helpful. So
I think we're a good group. I just wanted to point out we had a little conversation with a lot of you beforehand, and something came up that I thought was mindful, especially when it comes to being courteous and being nice to everybody and using appropriate language. And that's because even though someone that you're talking to might be okay with certain colorful language, you don't know who's in the background behind behind your microphone on the other side. It could be somebody's kids or something like that. So it's just good to be courteous because you don't really know exactly who's listening to. But I know all of you guys are awesome. We've never had a problem before because you guys are one of the best groups out there.
Yep. So, just go ahead and read through those. There is a little side note that if you're 18 or younger, this, you must be accompanied by a guardian is kind of like the Global Game Jam and our policy as well. That just means that if you're under the age of 18, please let us know, just so we're aware. We're not here to kind of treat you any differently or anything like that. We just want to make sure that we're keeping a tab on everybody that, if something happens, we're here to kind of help you guys. So if you do, let us know. We're happy to help you guys. Doesn't mean you can't participate or anything like that. Doesn't really change much. Just make sure that you're there and that, you have someone who is your legal guardian to know that you're doing this event throughout the weekend. That's just a liability thing. So that's just a little side note. What to bring? You all are providing your own stuff this weekend, and I think that's a little bit different than we've done in years past because we would provide the facility and a lot of the equipment, but it's still the same. We want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on, how your equipment is going. Make sure that, if you're running and rendering something crazy that, or downloading software that you check and make sure it's secure. We're going to provide you some resources in this document that are actually going to be really helpful that have been kind of tried and true. Just be careful. If something looks crazy or if your web browser says, hey, this could be malicious, don't download it. That kind of stuff. So just make sure you're keeping tabs on that. Some other things to keep in mind is, you want to have a computer, mouse, and laptop, or PC. If digital, if you're doing physical things, make sure to have a paper, pens, markers, all that kind of stuff. Maybe you're able to draw stuff and scan it in, or take a picture with your phone. Those are great things for brainstorming. We're going to give you some ideas if you want to brainstorm digitally. There's a lot of things like the Google Jamboard is a great one. There's a lot of things out there that we can provide you as well. Make sure you have snacks. Make sure you don't just kind of like go through the whole weekend without eating, without sleeping. Make sure you have a bed, some place that you have a quiet place to go to. A lot of you have been working from home and maybe you already have something like that. But this is especially the case because you might be working much, much longer hours. So please do take rest. Please do take breaks to like even just get outside, right? And just kind of make sure you're refreshing yourself. Make sure that you still take showers and you can have a mental refresh, because you would be surprised, but a lot of these things do really help you throughout the weekend. You could go through the whole 48 hours and work the entire time and not really do much else, but we highly suggest not to do that. Please do take breaks, even if you need to sleep the night. What I would say is if you do need to take a break, I mean, obviously you will, I would say at some point, just let your team know, okay? And you might find that, I've got a portion of time I'm not available. That's okay. As long as your team knows that you're going to take a break and whatnot, let them know when you're taking the break and when do you expect to come back. Just good communication, I think, is really key here. So make sure you're doing that as well. Moving on, there's a lot of different resources here that you can kind of go through. The big one here is the Global Jammer resources. We've highlighted a couple here that are kind of, like I said, tried and true. But this Jammer resource is a lot that you can kind of go through. That's been a collection over the years, and some of that stuff is really good. Tons more than you can even find here. So definitely look through that. It's got a lot of really good resources for you to kind of peer through, and especially if you're not familiar with like what is game development and how to use some of these things, let us know. A lot of us, even admins or even people from COGG who've done this before, have used a lot of these. And we're happy to kind of help you learn and get to explore and understand these. And that's what's kind of cool about this weekend is you'll learn a lot of new tools too. So kind of looking through that. We do have a schedule, and I wonder if I can actually bring this up. Yeah, because this will kind of be helpful. This is kind of a basic schedule. It's not like a concrete one, but you kind of see like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday event. This is kind of what you can kind of expect. You don't have to follow this verbatim. It does have our contact information in here as well. So if you need to email us or if you need to call us, if you really have an emergency, please do. Like I'm not shy. You can call me. If I don't pick up, it's because I don't know the number. Please leave a voicemail. I'll be happy to help you. You can text me. Call us if you have an emergency, or message us on Discord. Whatever is easiest for you. But you'll see that throughout this event, there's the event that we're doing now, the live stream. Then we're going to get into teams and do some ideation and pitches throughout the week or throughout the night. And then we'll start divvying up some tasks and roles, making sure that everybody has what they need, and starting up the prototyping phase. And that'll be most of some of tonight, a lot of it tomorrow. Make sure you eat breakfast. And what I've kind of delineated as a red note here is to create your user profile on the Global Game Jam website. So if you haven't done that yet, I think 99% of you have already. But if we get some floaters around, you want to really do that tomorrow around lunch. So you kind of prototype a bit more. And then what we're going to do in the afternoon, and we'll start to announce this in the Discord, is we're going to have something called a professional peer reviewer. So we got a couple of people that are earmarked. Right now we have us three as well. So Scott, Caleb, and I will be available to do a peer review. But we'll also have Jason and Darius, who's going to be helping out, and maybe some other people as well. And what that means is that we're going to invite them to the channel during a certain time when they're available. and have them in the channels to be able to review your game and answer any questions you might have. And so they'll start off in the open channels that we have to the public, and then if you want to actually dive deeper into that, we're actually going to start to create some channels for you tonight that will have a text channel and a voice channel dedicated to your team, and they can then go into your team and actually see and talk to you individually. So yeah, so that should be a really good place, sometime towards the afternoon, evening, and Saturday to see how you're doing and just kind of have a thermometer check of how things are going, and be able to kind of give you some feedback on, probably what would be almost the last point where you start to really get into production, which is really just, what you were making, you've got a prototype done, and now you're creating things. So that'll be towards the end of the night on Saturday. And something that I also didn't put down here that I wanted to kind of notate is, we want to start to upload hopefully Saturday night. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but it's going to help you understand the process of uploading things, make sure your team is created on the Global Game Jam website, and that you have everything you need that you would need to understand once you get to Sunday, which will be the production phase. Make sure you eat breakfast as well, and finalizing things in the morning through lunch, and then around 2 or 3 o'clock you're going to start uploading. And again, you can always upload these later if you really need to, but we are going to require you to have everything done before, I think, around 4 o'clock. And the reason why we say that is because going into the next part, we're going to do a live stream of the ending ceremonies. So around 4 o'clock, we're going to start downloading those games and using those to basically play as many of your games as we can from about 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So we've got, I would probably say about 35 of you guys. So we'll have about, I would say about, we'll find out to, at the end, but we'll have probably about maybe 16s or so. So a lot of really good content here. But I just kind of want to make sure that we've got that. Let me kind of go back. All right. So in this document, there is information about how the game that you upload is under a Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share kind of a license. And what that means is that anything that you upload needs to be able to be shared in open source. And that's kind of the neat thing about it in terms of the Creative Commons, is that anybody can kind of play your game and also download it and kind of play around with it as well. These are 48-hour games, so you're not going to really get that far with them necessarily. But what it does is allow people to kind of see what you're making and kind of understand what's under the hood, so they can kind of like bounce ideas off of it too. So definitely what happens is that people kind of make a prototype of the game, and sometimes they might take that, work with their team and finalize a bigger game that maybe they work on for the next couple of years. And there's definitely been tons of Global Game Jam games that have been like that. So definitely there's information about what to keep in mind. But yeah, just keep that in mind when you're creating content, that it's stuff that you can share. So no pictures of your grandpa without your grandpa's permission, right? So just keep that in mind. So there is a download folder structure here. It's the same one every year if you're familiar with that. It's basically a folder that has a bunch of folders inside of it, a zip file with a bunch of folders inside of it that you can start to put like your attributions to it. You can put your screenshots of the game, you can put your build in there, all that good stuff, neatly packaged, so that when you upload the game, it'll be really easy for anybody to kind of understand what's in there. Make sure that you got everything you need for people to know what's going on too. So that's the upload process. Again, that's on Sunday at 3 p.m. Keep that in mind. And then another thing that we have as we're getting towards the end are the Global Game Jam Diversifiers. So these diversifiers are kind of basically little challenges to kind of like add more, difficulty to the game development process, I suppose. But you can find them on the Global Game Jam website right here. So I'll kind of link that as well. And they're just kind of little fun challenges. I've seen a lot of our members do that. in the years past and just done some really creative stuff. So take a look at those, and if you happen to find them, you can actually start to check those off as you upload the game. And it's just kind of a neat, almost like badge of saying, hey, I did this challenge, this diversifier, and kind of added more things to my game. And that's mostly it. So we got our information here. So if you ever need to, contact us, if you do any like screenshots throughout the weekend, say if you do a Twitter post, use the hashtag COGGJam21 and hashtag GGJ21. And those will kind of give you a lot of like, the nice and healthy social stream networking abilities. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to switch back over to Discord and show our beautiful faces. But I'm going to do something a little bit more because I think a lot of you, especially so folks that are new to Global Game Jam, may or may not have used Discord in the past. So I kind of want to do like a really brief like overview of what that looks like. So let me see if it shows up. Cool. You're going to see some behind the scenes stuff. We basically have what's called mod roles. Basically, we have like different roles in Discord allow you to see certain channels, and certain channels may be private to you. So what everybody in this video stream should have is, unless you're like an admin or a jammer or just a COGG member in general, if you are a jammer, you have something that's called a Game Jam Jammer role. So if you're interested in seeing that, so I'll just kind of pick somebody from the Global Game Jam public channel, which, by the way, this is a great way if you have any questions that you want to ask to the public that's related to Global Game Jam. This is a place to go to. But let's just say, for example, like Shield. If I right-click their name and go to roles, you'll notice that they have a Global Game Jam Jammer role. So that's going to eventually allow you to see only Global Game Jam Jammer specific items. So we're going to create some new what are called channels. So this is a text channel, this is a text channel, and this is a voice channel. These channels allow us to have different roles assigned to them. So as mods, we'll be able to create those. And one of the roles that everybody will get in addition to their jammer role is a team role, which will be assigned to new channels that we're going to create later tonight as we start to form those teams. So on the left side, we have our channels, and under our as part of the main group of those channels, we have something called a category. So this like dash 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 and this jam emoji or whatnot, and the Global Game Jam text, this whole section, and I can even collapse it, is called a category. And inside categories are channels. You kind of see Caleb there. I'm not sure why it's focusing on him, but that'll be fine.
Well, it won't focus on you because you're the one that is the Discord of, so it's not going to show you your face.
Yeah.
But I was the last one to talk, so it's focused. So if Scott talks, it'll flip to Scott's face.
Oh, okay. You know what to do,
Dare
Scott.
I?
Oh.
Now I have to, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of information you can do here. You can type normal things. If you need to upload, you can add your own links and all that good stuff. If you need to upload like an image or a file, you should really have the ability to with this little plus sign. Thank goodness it kind of like opened up in another screen. I didn't even think it would do that, but but anyways, so you can add files. So if you need to share an image or a screenshot or assets, you can do that all here. I haven't come across file upload limits yet, but if you do, let us know. We can help you out if you really get stuck. If the file size is too large, we can work things out. So you have your channels over here, and so usually what I do is if I'm like trying to do, getting together with a team, like this one, I could click on, the icon with the mic is a voice channel, so I can click on the name of the voice channel, and what that will do is show me this screen, right? And so what you can do is you can play your video, just like we have here. If I put my cursor over the video, you'll see this little video icon. But if I want to stream, say something on my desktop, if I want to share something, like I'm working on a project and I want to show my team something, you would hit this share screen. Okay, so this is where you would share your screen. And if you need to share like, audio, make sure you share a specific application rather than just your entire screen. Sometimes Discord has an issue with like understanding where audio is coming from. I don't know if a lot of you would have that issue unless you're really trying to share music and sound effects through your desktop. Just make sure you're sharing, if you wanted to play audio, you're sharing the specific application as opposed to your entire screen. You have your mic here as well, and then when you need to end a call, you can do that. And you can have multiple streams going on too, and they'll show up as another icon inside your Discord video section. And then if you want to say, like, you're streaming a video and you're like, hey, I want to text somebody something, all you have to do is find another channel with a hashtag. Those are the text channels. So I'll go back over here to the public chat, and you can start chatting away and still, like, chatting, and you'll see your little screen still up here at the top, or wherever the screen is. You can actually move this around. So that's kind of how these channels work on the left side. These other icons are just other Discords I have. Yes, I have a problem. I have a lot of Discords. You'll notice that I have groups of Discords. If you drag and drop them on top of each other, you can create groups, which is kind of fun. And at the very top left corner, this is kind of where you can chat with people individually. So if I were to say I wanted to talk to Scott, I could see him here, or sometimes I could see them here in my public window. I can right click and then say, I can call them, or I can, message them. And it'll pop up this top left corner menu. Will pop up an entirely different area of Discord that allow you to talk to them privately. So if you ever need to talk to someone privately, say if it's one of us, yeah, Scott just did that. It'll pop up over here. It'll show a little red highlight notification, which means, hey, I've got a pending notification. That's the way that you can do that. Which, by the way, if you're getting a ton of notifications because of our server or whatnot, you can always change that in the server settings or the notification settings. You can, right now, if you are new to our Discord server, you might be getting every single notification. Go into the notification settings and you can change it to just at notifications, which means, like, if I want to talk to Scott, I could do at, and I could say Scott. I could say, hey, and he will get a notifications. Yeah, so that's a great way to ping people. If you need to ping us, I wonder if you can do at mod. Maybe, I don't know, but you could do at, say, Wolf or Wesley. Either one will work. You can always add us, and we'll be happy to help you. If you need to talk to a channel, you can do hashtag, and you can say, let's just say Global Game Jam, public channel. I can say hello, and then anybody in the channel and they will see that, as long as they have permissions to do so based on their roles. Kind of a little bit of a sneak peek. One last thing I want to talk about Discord is the different members that you see here on the left side. Obviously, you'll see this kind of pop and flow throughout the weekend. You'll see the mods up here. The main ones that you have to think about, because we do have a couple of mods in here for different reasons, is Caleb, Scott, and myself. Tom's in here as a technical folk. Cody's in here for some community stuff. And then what's also important is that you have some peer reviewers that'll pop in and out. If they're not online, they're not going to show up here. But if they are, they will show up here. So we got some people kind of coming in throughout the week that'll kind of help us through different things. We've got our beep boops, or what I like call the robots and the bots of a channel. They help us do automated things. And then you start to see a couple of things like your technical roles, which if you're able to, we highly would love it if you were able to go to under the community category. There's assign your roles. And in here, you'll see the 3 different roles of technical, designer, or creative. Technical meaning like programmer, designer meaning pretty much everybody that doesn't fit under these 2 categories. So if you say are a writer, but you want to write like the design of a game, this would be a good one to use. and or a creative. So this would be like an artist, a 3D modeler, musician, all those good ones. And all you have to do is check these, and you could check multiple of them. This would be a great way for us to be able to identify who you are over here on the right side, and then allow us to kind of see, what your background is. So we're going to try to use some of these. It may or may not work a little bit differently, but this will be kind of a way for us to kind of see who has what kind of skill set. You also see people who are online, and then if you were to go all the way down, you can see people who are offline as well. So this is a great way to find folks. Let me see. Is there anything else I'm missing, guys, that might be useful for Discord? I think that might be it. I know there's a lot of information. Anything in the chats that people have questions on?
No, I think you're good. I think the biggest thing is if anyone does have any help, you can send any of the three of us a direct message, especially if we're online. We'll definitely help you out.
Exactly.
And it's pretty intuitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've never used it, it's pretty intuitive. You can, just as long as you know how to find your room, and after this call, we will kind of like walk through some of this stuff when we're breaking up into teams, and we'll help you out some more.
Yep.
As long as you can find your room, that's the biggest thing you need to do, and we can go from there.
Get a room. But yeah, and I think one of the things that really throws people off is like the differences between the voice channels and the text channels. What I would say is, if you go in and you're in a voice channel, you're talking to somebody, and you want to chat with somebody, feel free to jump into any of these chat channels. It's not going to mess anything up in terms of people being able to hear you or not. What gets kind of a little bit tricky is if you're in a voice channel and you want to go to another channel, which I'll show you here real quick. I'm just going to go to the Global Game Jam public voice channel real quick. You'll notice that now I can't see or hear Scott or Caleb, right? So that's because I've changed voice channels. So everybody that's now in here, everybody's muted. Good for you. Good. Glad everybody's kind of muted so they can hear us. But yeah, so once you switch to a voice channel, it will take you out of the other voice channel. So I'll go back to the live room. All right. I see Scott laughing. Oh, let me do my video. So cool. Does that kind of make sense, everybody? So, but if you do have any questions, let us know. We're happy to help. What I will say is that we do have some bots monitoring languages. It's really simple. Like, just don't use anything that you would be like. Our go-to is like if your grandma probably would be offended by it. I mean, I don't know your grandma. Maybe she's fine. Just don't say it. Just be friendly. This is a family-friendly Discord. We try to make it as much as possible. If you do have things that are a little bit more riskier, just talk to us. We might be able to help, in some regards. But by default, please watch your language. Just be friendly and be courteous. Just treat people the way that you would want to. And that's all I think I have on that. So, yeah, so I think that's all we've got. I went through the event page. We did the theme reveal. We went over Discord. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and start to break everybody off into teams. And we're going to do that in the public voice channel of the Global Game Jam. So if you're on YouTube, join us on Discord. And we'll be happy to get you working. If you do get disconnected for whatever reason, again, our email is info@thecogg.com, and we'll be happy to help you in any way that you would need. But one more announcement, and we've been kind of keeping this under wraps. I wonder if some of you actually noticed. But we have a really big surprise for everybody, and we kind of wanted to wait until this event to do it because we just got it working on Wednesday. Was it, Caleb and Scott? I think it was. I mean, sort of on Wednesday. We got it officially done.
Sort of on Wednesday. 100% ready today.
Yeah. So, yeah. You guys okay if I just kind of show it?
Do it.
All right.
Show
Let me
it.
go ahead and switch back over to our web view. So this. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Years in the making. So
Yeah,
Literally
kind
years.
of. Yeah, kind of.
Literally years. years of not always getting very much done,
Right.
but years in the making.
So
No, every day, hours we toiled.
yeah, so we've been working on this, we've been planning in this, and it definitely is going to evolve over the years. But I think we finally are happy and excited to introduce to you the very first of its kind for COGG, the COGG website.
Dun,
So
dun, dun.
So yeah, so we've got a lot of information here. I'm gonna go ahead and post this. As you know, usually www.thecog.com would take you to the meetup page, which has really served its purpose for a lot of what we do. But now, all that information is locked and ready for you right here at the top. So if you need to know more about our events, it's the meetup icon. If you want to talk to us on Facebook, it's this Facebook icon here. We're trying our due diligence to use Twitter as much as we can. And then, of course, you guys who are on YouTube are using our YouTube channel. And then if you ever need to get to us in terms of, more information, we've been really, really active, especially during this kind of like stay-at-home order on Discord. Definitely reach out to us. We're happy to give you all the information you need. If you have questions about game development, whether it's nationally, internationally, or locally, or whatever, we're happy to help you. So this is actually kind of interesting. It's kind of been a full circle. This is actually a picture from last year, 2020, Global Game Jam. So this is like all of our different folks in there. We have been so happy and excited to have you guys. We're excited that you're here this year. So we got a lot of really good information here. So definitely check it out. There's a lot of good contact information in there. There's information about us, our code of conduct. Just feel free to go through that. And our contact information. This is actually a really good page if you're interested in even learning more about other different game jams locations and links. There's obviously other game groups out there, so we got all that specified here. Definitely reach out to them, get to know them, and then all of our events are right here too. Our events page is live. This is going to be an evolving process, but right now we have a calendar of our events, so feel free to go through some of that. News is going to be posted here, coming soon. We're going to have speaker notes kind of propagated. So when we do our game dev meetups, which is at the end last Saturday of each month, we're going to have it here. There's more information about our social networks, just kind of a better breakdown of what we have here at the top. Helpful links, which this is going to grow. And if you guys have links that you want us to share to other game COGG members as well, let us know. These are some of them. And then we also have photos. These are some photos of us. Some of these are approved, and thank you for those of you who said that it was okay to use. Cody, if you're on the feed, I'm sorry I used you. I can't not use this photo of you in an amazing Fallout helmet. It's just phenomenal. But anyways, if you guys have photos you want us to share, either it's a game that you're working on or if it's you yourself, we love supporting you guys. So we've got, this is from Bombfest. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. A lot of really good stuff there. We do some cool stuff. This is from Prototype and Play. So one of our members have made a really cool console setup sort of screen where you can use multiple different controllers. It's kind of like a UI system that allows you to connect and disconnect a ton of different controller types. I just thought that was really cool. And just some game jam stuff too. So lots of really cool stuff to look at. So take a look at it. Have fun. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. I'm going to go back here to Discord. Are there any questions that we're missing before we get into team creation? I'll kind of go through that. Anything that you guys caught either through the chat channel? Be double check.
No, I think everyone's pretty excited. The only thing I would like to say, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit, Wes, sorry, is I just wanted to give props to you. Wes has been doing a tremendous amount of work getting all the logistics done, getting all the documentation done, getting everything all lined up. We've been working with, if you don't know him, Tom, to get the bot, which we'll talk about for the game jam running. He's been doing so much work behind the scenes for you guys. I just wanted to yay, Wes. He's awesome. Just wanted to give him props that he definitely deserves. So that's all.
Oh,
Here. Agreed. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm happy to help. I can't imagine me doing anything else with an amazing group like you guys. I mean, I've made a lot of friends here. This is kind of how I started with Multivarious Games and how that company actually got incepted, to be honest. So, I just, anything we can do to help, anything I can do to help, more than happy to. I've been doing this for quite a while, but, you guys are really the tried and true. Like you guys, Scott and Caleb, for sure, have really been helpful. And I can't, denounce that enough, minimize that at all, because you guys have really been helpful over the years. And just all you guys at COGG, you guys are amazing. Doing these events is like a pleasure. It really is. You guys are amazing. I'm super excited about this weekend. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about teams. So what we're going to do, this is going to be a little bit of a learning process for us in terms of admin and you guys. But we're going to go ahead and jump in the voice channel. What we've done in years past is go ahead and just identify those of you who are creatives, those of you who are technical, and those of you who are designers. And what we'll do is we'll randomly assign folks kind of like a number. So we usually gone and say we'll have a group of designers, a group of programmers, and a group of creatives. And what we'll do is everyone will have a number, and each one of those numbers will be assigned a group. And that's kind of just worked in years past. If you're like, I have to be with this person, that's okay. It's not a big deal. We can make sure you guys are together. We'll group you together. Excuse me. And then what we'll do is we'll start to create these channels. They'll be public at first, but eventually what we'll do is we'll give you guys roles. And once we have those roles, you guys will be the only ones there to be able to access those. If you guys were here for the GDEX Game Jam, you may recall that some of you actually shared teams. And that's okay too. If you guys really need a programmer and you want to share them, or an artist, that's okay. We're not here to kind of restrict anything. We just want to make this as streamlined as possible. So anything we can do to help, you can do that. And what we would do is just give you multiple roles and kind of work through that. If you have come to the game jam with a team, that's okay too. We'll ask that first. And what we'll do is we'll kind of exclude that into the randomization portion. And we'll make sure that you guys have your own team. What we would suggest, and we've kind of been mentioning this before, is if you have your own team, try to have hopefully no more than 6 people per team. That's not a concrete thing, but we've come to find that 6, maybe 7 is a good maximum number. You start to get more than that, it becomes really challenging, 1, to manage all the resources, and 2, helping to find stuff for everybody to do, because you really have to have somebody that can help to lead the team and kind of, move those roles around. Which, by the way, if you can have some people help lead, that could be helpful too. What would you call kind of almost like a producer role, but it's not mandatory. Obviously, everybody is collaborating together. But yeah, keep in mind that at any given time, if you are going through these teams, you're like, I really don't know if this is a good fit. I'd like to try to find a team that really needs X skill, right? So maybe it's music or whatnot, or art or programming or whatever. Just let us know. We'll help to kind of identify, how we can switch things over. We can't promise that we can do everything. I mean, you have to think of it this way too. It is 48 hours, so you are limited on time, but also it's only for 48 hours. So we'll try to make it as enjoyable as possible, obviously. But we will work our hardest to make sure you're in the team that you want to be in, and that everything you want to do is great, phenomenal. So after that, after you get your teams, we'll make sure to get everything that you need to be able to go through and brainstorm everything you need. So give me 1 second. All right, sorry, I'm being hollered at. Okay, So I'm going to wrap this up. I apparently have someone who's coming at my door and they're waiting for me. So I'm going to wrap this up. Join us in the Global Game Jam public voice. We'll talk to you later. Appreciate everybody's participation. And if nothing else, have a great, wonderful Global Game Jam and contact us if you need anything. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks.
Talk to you guys in a little bit.
Bye.